he won big with the Supreme Court, just so you know,
Mm-hmm.
which I had already said I thought that they should have ruled in his favor about taking him off the ballot.
It was something else that they made a comment about that they didn't have to.
Who,
they
the
were
Supreme
talking about
Court?
the view. Their job was to mainly look at that case, that situation of him being on the ballot or off the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
They gave more information about their opinion on something, and Sonny was saying legally that's not their job. So you wonder about them when they're overstepping because of him and all that. So you never know if they're doing their, because we have still issues with Clarence Thomas and his wife.
Okay.
So you never know.
Well, it says the Supreme Court on Monday unanimously restored Donald Trump to the 2024 presidential primary ballots. Oh, that's true. Whatever. I don't know. Here, let's switch it up. There you go. He's smaller now.
Make him small. Make him tiny.
I know. He's a tiny man and he has tiny hands.
Yes.
Anyway, restoring him to the 2024 presidential primary ballot. Rejecting the state's attempts to ban the Republican former president over the Capitol riot. Remember, I said that. I said, to me, in my opinion, he's not found guilty. But I mean, I don't think that was a reason, but in my reason was he's not found guilty. So how can you ban somebody from something when they're not even found guilty of it?
Right.
Their thing was it should be on the local level, only the states can do banning if it affects just that state.
Oh.
Not federal.
Okay.
So anything that's federal, they can't ban from a state level in elections. And I agree with that.
But a state can. Okay. See, we learn in our laws even.
And then you mentioned about them doing above and beyond saying something. Mm-hmm. They did, and you know the reason why? Because they wanted to leave it open so where it's more like a case-to-case thing. So like if somebody has an issue, then and they on the federal level or something, then you need to pretty much bring that to the Supreme Court. So the people who was mad about the liberal judges unanimously voting, that's probably why they did that. Because they think, like I said, they don't think like mega people think or like the far left people think. They think like, how is this going to affect the future? When it's not in your favor, how is that going to work? So if you allow this to happen, then let's say DeSantis says, well, I want to ban Biden off of the ballots in Florida.
Right.
And he didn't even be convicted of nothing, just accused of it. So you can't do that. Y'all got to think about more than just what's happening right now. You got to think about how does this set precedent for what's going to happen in the future.
But you've also made a comment in the past regarding this. You got to be all fair with the mega people and Trump. You can't, because think about it. Think about if there's states to start taking his name off. You know you're going to hear from this man and his group until he leaves this earth.
They're going to be
not fair. Not fair. They didn't let me have, every state didn't get a chance to vote. It'll be something.
That's why I said.
Let every state, every man, every woman, child, whoever.
That's what I said.
Be able to vote.
Just leave him alone. Quit giving him a whole bunch of stuff to be able. That's why I said with the Fonnie thing.
Oh, God.
Just get her off the case.
If you have to do it.
Why is she going to be allowed to be on the case and all we're going to hear the whole time is why is she on the case?
Exactly. Because he's like a spoiled brat having a tantrum. And no, not fair. Not fair. She did this. She did this. Like the little spoiled boy having a tantrum in the floor, in the store.
Well, it says here about the justices, they ruled a day before Super Tuesday primaries that states cannot invoke a post-Civil War constitutional provision to keep presidential candidates from appearing on the ballots. That power resides with Congress, the court wrote. So they pretty much said to keep them off the ballot totally, you have to send it to Congress to do a vote for that.
Okay.
You can't just, and it makes sense. You got to remember when this law was written, you got to remember states saying they want to break away from being part of the United States. So you can't just allow, and also I was thinking of this too. if you allow one state to do it, it does affect all the other states.
It does.
Because now he didn't get the delegates he needs in that state, and then your state voted for him.
Mm-hmm.
So now what does that mean at the end? If it's a close race, your candidate loses because he wasn't even allowed on one of the state's ballots.
Let them all on the ballot. Unless it's a situation like you're saying where it's a state situation where they're really like, oh my God.
And what are they afraid of anyway? Y'all afraid that Trump is going to win, right? Mm-hmm. Well, then get out and vote.
Thank you. That's what we've been saying. That's what they've been saying on The View.
If you're so afraid of it, get out and vote.
Make your voice, let your voices be known by voting. Then people still go back and say, what is it? The represents each state?
The delegates?
The electoral.
Yeah.
A lot of times people go, trying to understand the electoral and how it's laid out, why certain states get so many electorals and others don't.
Right.
People feel like my vote, it'll be a popular vote situation like Hillary.
Well, so what?
And people get upset because they're like, we did go out and vote like you guys screamed at us to do. And she got the popular vote.
Yes.
But the electorals voted for the other knucklehead.
So then that means...
So people are like, forget it.
Okay, well then that means that you need to get more involved in politics.
Yes.
And understand that I've said this 150 times.
Killer Mike says it too.
Republicans play chess and Democrats play checkers. They doing all kind of redistricting right now. And y'all sitting around Democrats don't even realize what's going on in the country. They redistricting so that your vote, it waters down your vote. So that it's like before you might have had 90% Democrat in that one area, they redistricted. Now it's cut in half now, maybe 50-50. Now they know what they're doing.
Now they did mention again, like Killer Mike was doing.
You and this Killer Mike lately. You've been listening to him a lot lately.
No, I haven't. Just the time he was on there.
Oh, okay.
That's it. When he was on the show, he made it known, like you're saying, the local levels, but the women on The View as well have said, who is your state representatives? Who are your state senators?
Right.
He said, think about that level. Get the people in that you want to to bring checks and balances to the president and those above.
And FYI.
So checks and balances. So,
all right. FYI for the people in the comment section. Because I noticed that they say stuff about The View all the time because you always mention The View and we show The View. Mm-hmm. We watch other stuff. At least I do. I watch other stuff. I don't just watch The View. Mm-hmm. I watch conservative stuff. Mm-hmm. I watch progressives. I watch independents. I watch everybody. Okay? Mm-hmm. So for the bozos that keep saying in the comment section, all you do is watch The View. Yeah. You guys need to stop only watching The View. You need to have more of an opinion on other stuff. I do. So just so you know.
And you've made it clear that you watch world news too.
I watch everything.
What's going on in Russia, what's going on in Ukraine and Israel.
Yes.
I watch 700 Club. Sometimes I bring that information up. Yeah. So
I watch more than one thing because
she always asks me what did they talk about on The View.
Because Tucker Carlson went over to Russia and it made it seem like Russia was so much better than America. Everything he was talking about, the grocery stores was nice and neat. The train station was nice and neat. This is why he's a dummy. And this is why I'm telling you, him and Candace Owens, she's a bobblehead. Of course your grocery stores are going to be clean. The street is going to be clean. And the train, when your dictator says, I'm going to cut your head off if you drop a piece of trash.
Anybody that litters. Woo.
So quit going to these other countries, comparing them to America.
Yeah.
They so stupid.
And
he's such a dummy, Tucker Carlson. And why would you go to Russia and compare a Russian grocery store being clean to an American grocery store and a train station when they have a dictator? They're not going to throw trash in the train station, you dummy.
If you even put your hand out to even toss it, a camera's on you in the military or whoever come out and get you. So
that's the price you have for freedom.
Yeah. The freedom.
You have freedom. So because you have freedom, you're going to have some people walking around with no clothes on, butt naked, crazy, talking to themselves all the time.
Well, Tucker need to understand
he's so stupid.
If he was in that country, he wouldn't have the freedom to talk about the leadership as much as he's done in Russia, like he does here in this country.
He sat there in front of Putin and was like a little boy in school. Even Putin said he was a numbskull.
He's weak, yeah.
So get out of here.
He pretty much called him.
But I just wanted to say that.
Back.
But anyway, we do listen to more than, and I even watched Tucker. That's how I knew he said that. Mm-hmm. So we watch everything, not just one thing.
My mom watches everything. My sister and my mom, because my mom gives us updates. She watches Fox and all of that judge. What's her name? What's that judge name that you watch?
She don't know.
What's that judge's name, that lady that you just turned off? Janine.
Oh, yeah, Judge
My mom
Janine,
watches the people that dog out Biden.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for a disclaimer to you knuckleheads, no, it's not just The View.
Now.
That's what I watch.
All right. Now, and I even look at Truth, because here we go. This is what Trump said.
Go ahead.
Because he loved Truth. That's his
platform.
Social media platform. Trump posted on his social media network shortly after the Supreme Court decision, big win for America. He's so stupid. But I agree with him. He's right. When he's right, he's right. I can't stand, that's the other thing too.
Everything he does.
People who don't like Trump can't say one thing he did that's good. Or if he says something that's right, he's right.
You'll try to find a way to disagree with him.
Same thing with Biden. The people on the right. If you can't say one thing the man did is good, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't listen to people that's far left and far right.
Well, you know what? We had that a little bit in Obama's days. When Obama was president, and if there was a policy that he passed and we didn't agree with, you couldn't vocalize it because people think you were dogging Obama out. And you're like, wait a minute, I like Obama, I like Michelle. Hey, they cool, get down, what's up? Right. But I didn't like that policy that he passed.
Right.
So,
and if Michelle wore an ugly outfit, I said,
what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Gosh.
And Obama had on mom jeans.
Oh.
The jeans all the way up to his belly button, past his belly button.
Okay, go ahead.
He's very stale. He is.
He is a
Michelle
stale guy.
Makes him cool.
Yeah.
So that is what it is.
I'm sorry.
But he wasn't raised in no black family house. So of course he's going to be stale. But anyway,
go ahead.
Emerald says, salutations, everyone.
All right.
Salutations to you too, Emerald.
All right, Emerald.
Emerald says, we are sick over here too. Okay. You can hear it in my voice that I'm still sick.
You said somebody else said that there's illness all
everywhere.
over.
It's everywhere.
Ooh.
It's everywhere.
Lord, help us.
Justice says, hey, everyone. Salutations, Emerald. Everybody say hi. Layla says, and I probably always say your name wrong, Layla. Hey, tell it like it is, women. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. And Justice says, I read that a guy was arrested in Russia for targeting Tucker Carlson. He's lucky he made it back alive. He's such a buckethead. He don't even know that. He's so stupid.
I know.
All right. I'm tired of stupid people making a lot of money.
You always hear he don't get out much.
And he always look like this whenever somebody talking.
He don't get out much. So he's leaving the country. He's just happy. He has that look. Because you guys watch him, I don't.
Yeah, there was, I went to the grocery store here. Wonderful, great grocery store. All of the tomatoes are red and the floor is clean. And everything is
trash,
wonderful.
no graffiti. Ooh.
Everybody's just so wonderful.
Do they even have gangs? They don't have gangs, probably.
We went to Cuba.
I think they got the KGB and that's their gang.
We went to Cuba. Okay?
Yeah.
Cuba is communist. And we sat there. Yeah, hurry up.
No, go ahead.
Oh, we went to Cuba and we sat there and we were like, it's so clean. Nobody's doing something. I'm saying hurry up. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's breaking any laws. Everybody's just nice. Such a nice and wonderful place. I didn't get on the line and tell everybody how clean and wonderful and how nice and beautiful Cuba was. I did say that, but then I followed it up with they're also under a communist rule. So you're not going to just be running around acting no fool and think nobody going to lock you up. Now, remember we were sitting in the courtyard and some guy, they was chasing him. Remember?
Yeah.
And we were like, I wonder what he did. And somebody from Cuba was like, probably something very small, but he's there. You'll never see him again.
No.
Because we were there. And the police, you could tell they was embarrassed.
Yeah.
They was looking at all of us.
They had tourists.
They was looking at all of us tourists, and they was embarrassed that this numbskull acted up in front of everybody.
So they really gave him the.
And that guy in Cuba said, "I don't know, but you'll never see him again."
That was the wrong time, the wrong place.
All right, so that is why our Supreme Court, we say all of this to say, that's why the Supreme Court rules the way they rule.
And we're okay
because
with that.
they have to make sure we have checks and balances, and not one person is in control.
We're hoping that it's checks and balances with them. That's the
not.
problem.
It's not.
If you're in that high position of court in this country, you need to be on your P's and Q's as well.
Exactly. Well, Nikki Haley won.